Greetings to all my fellow watch enthusiasts on YouTube and Facebook and wherever this video might be seen and shared. Celine Driver once again bringing you another unboxing and review of a watch that is mine. Now, as longtime viewers of the channel know, I have a certain fondness, if you will, for collecting subgroups of watches within the Zelos universe. I started with the Eagles. I somehow got the idea in my head that I wanted to collect one each of each Eagle, and it took a while. The Eagle E1B was particularly hard to get my hands on, but I finally did that. And before that, I had also managed to collect one example each of all the ZX chronographs, plus a couple of special ones, or 3 special ones to be exact. And I managed to do that with the DMT, although that wasn't terribly difficult. There were only 2 of those. And I sort of done it with the Starfighters, although I only have one of the 2 Damascus Starfighters that came out, the one with the meteorite dial. I did not get the one with the aventurine dial, and I'm thinking about that. Obviously, there are some collections or lineups that there's no way I'm going to be able to collect all of them, like the hammerheads and the swordfish. There are just too many of them. And I'm also trying to get my hands on one of each of the tantalum watches. But another lineup that I wanted to collect one each of the examples was the Vitesse, which is French for speed. The auto sport chronograph. And I managed recently to acquire the 4th one. If you might recall, I have the Carbon, I have the Gulf, I have the Salmon, and now I have the Panda. So I managed to get a hold of this watch, and again, I bought it from the previous owner. Previous owner wishes to remain nameless, and I will respect that, of course. I found this watch actually by sort of perusing eBay, and I saw the watch that I ended up buying, number 81 of 100, and I know that eBay really takes it to the sellers with respect to fees. So I messaged him and I said, do you happen to be on the Zelos Timekeeper group? And he replied back, yes, the watch is on the Timekeeper group, and I'm on there, and I recognize your name, meaning me, and I did a reference check on the seller. It came back, the seller is a solid person, which I really didn't have any doubt, but I always do reference checks when I can. And I encourage people on Timekeepers to do reference checks on me as well. And we struck a deal, and he got full monetary compensation without eBay fees, without PayPal fees, without any of that, and I got the watch. So everybody happy. And like all the other Vitesse that I have, and if you want to see reviews of those watches, you can go back and search on my channel. All 4 videos will be on that channel, or the 3 other ones plus this one. And I was originally calling this the Frost Vitesse, and that's wrong. This is not a full lume dial. This is a Panda dial. White face, black subdials like a panda bear. This is not a full lume dial. The lume is out here. It looks really good, but it is not a full lume dial, so it is properly referred to as a Panda Vitesse, not a Frost Vitesse, so that was my mistake. Very typical of the Vitesse, you have the piston-style pushers with the signed crown, the box-style crystal, high polish on the bracelet, high polish on the case with the satin finished flanks. You have the exhibition case back. Open that up. There we go. You have the exhibition case back. You see this is number, where is it? Should be, here it is, number 81 out of 100. So it's a little more common than the salmon or the Gulf or the carbon, but not much more. The beads of rice bracelet is beautiful to look at. It's very, very comfortable. It has incredible flex. It's very supple. The only downside to this is this thing is a bear to work on with these screws. For some reason, these screws just hate going back into, it'll go all the way through the link, and you get it to the final link where you have to start screwing into the threads. And there's so much thread sealer or thread locker on these things that you either have to clean them real good, you have to hit them with some kind of light oil, or you just have to force them. And I really hate forcing anything on a watch. That's the quickest way to scratch something or strip out the link, and then you're in a world of hurt. The bracelet has this beautiful combination polished and satin finish single fold clasp with a double trigger release. It's fully milled stainless steel, and it has the Zelos push-pull micro adjust. You can push it in to pull it out. You pull this down and then it moves. But you can you can move it inward just by pushing it, but pull it out, you have to bend it down at about a 45-degree angle, and it will release. As I said, the links are fixed with screws. I took 5 links out, 3 on this side, 2 on this side, for it to fit my 7.25-inch wrist, which it fits very, very nicely. Despite this case being a little smaller than I generally wear, it really fits well and doesn't look too small. It's not an overly broad watch tip to tip, but broad enough that despite the fact that it's a 40 millimeter diameter, it still looks proper on my 7.25-inch wrist. Let's see. The case, the bracelet, and the clasp are all 3/16L stainless steel. Combination of polish and satin finishes. Looks great. Your top crystal is a box-style flat sapphire. Very reminiscent of the 60s and 70s racing chronographs that this watch is an homage to. The exhibition case back is also a sapphire crystal, which shows off that beautiful Le Jeu Perret L100 chronograph movement very nicely. It has a custom rotor which echoes the old BBS lattice work style wheel that was very popular back then. The chronograph it operates very smoothly. It's a vertical clutch chronograph, so that when you start and stop it, you can see that the chronograph second hand doesn't jump. You have a chronograph minute hand at the 3 o'clock. You have a constant second hand at the 9 o'clock. No date complication, applied indices, and as I said, it's not a loom dial. It's a 40 millimeter case. It's 48 millimeters on the tip to tip, 20 millimeter lug width, and it's 14.4 millimeters thick. 50 meter water resistance. Now, the watch does feature a screw down crown. It does disengage very smoothly. You can feel the disengagement in your fingers and you can hear it disengage. It screws back in very nicely as well. However, it is only rated at 50 meters water resistance. You can see the chronograph minute hand moved. You can get it wet. It might survive being accidentally dunked in the water if you're thrown in a pool or something like that, or you're wearing it and you go for a swim and it gets wet and submerged briefly. It's probably going to be okay. This is sealed when it's screwed down. These are not. These are not screw down pushers. These are simple piston style, pump style pushers. And you can see it's a flyback reset. It resets perfectly. So I wouldn't push these two seals very hard. Word to the wise. I mean, there's a screw down case back. It looks plenty water resistant strong, but be that it's only rated for 50 meters, I wouldn't chance it. I just, keep it dry as much as you can. It's a beautiful watch. It wears great. It looks fantastic. I like white dial watches to a good degree. My preference is blue, but white dial watches, especially in a very classic looking Panda style chronograph dial, is really, really attractive to me, and I'm really grateful that I was able to get this watch. I'm grateful to the seller. He's a subscriber to my channel, so shout out to you, sir. If you want to make yourself known in the comments, that's fine, but you asked me to keep your name anonymous, so thank you, Mr. Anonymous. I don't think he ever wore the bloody thing. I mean, when it showed up at my house, it was so beautifully wrapped and cocooned. Oh, and by the way, thank you for the decals. Very cool. It was so wrapped up and cocooned so beautifully. It looks like, I don't think he ever wore it. I mean, there's not a scratch on the clasp. If there is one, it's because I put it there after wearing it for a day or so. But this watch is in flawless condition and it works beautifully. Great pickup for me, and now I have, for the time being, unless Elshin puts out more Vitesse models in the future, I have now collected all 4 of the Vitesse models, and I'm very happy about that. I hope you found this video to be entertaining, useful, informative. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please click that thumbs up button for me. That does help with the YouTube search algorithms and helps bring people to the channel, and that is always a good thing. Comments, questions, suggestions down below, I do read them all. I do respond to them all. However, if you are going to try and insult me, or you're going to try and troll me, or you're going to leave links to bad places on the internet, I'm simply going to delete the comment and block the commenter. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I'm glad you found my channel. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you'll take the opportunity to enjoy some or all of the hundreds of videos that I have on my channel. All I ask in return is that you please click that subscribe button. And when you do, don't forget to click the bell icon too, so that when I upload new material or I do a live stream, you will be alerted to these facts. And as I always say at the end of my videos, it is a crazy old world out there. It's not getting any less crazy, folks. So please, when you're out and about, be careful, be safe, be well. See you soon.